Is there a ride in Epcot that you only do if somebody drags you to it? Or are you kind of like, they're all fine? Mine's going to hurt your feelings.
No, I'm sad. I'm so sad about this already. I don't know. A ride. No, I would willingly go on just about anything.
So
Yeah.
mine is Spaceship Earth.
What is
If
wrong
I'm
with
alone,
me?
if I'm alone, I will not ride it.
Hello, and welcome back to If It Were Up to Us, the podcast where we rethink, reimagine, and redesign the ultimate Disney theme park. I am your host. Oh my gosh, I am your host, Chrissy. This is my co-host, Stephanie.
Hey, words are hard today. I got
They're
it.
so hard. We just talked last time about how I had this whole intro thing down, and
Yeah. Maybe
now
we
I
jinxed
don't have
it.
it. Yeah, we spoke it into the universe.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Steph?
I'm good. It's a cozy-ish fall day now. It's officially
Yeah.
fall here in Pennsylvania. I noticed coming home from work today that the leaves have really changed colors the last couple of days. And it was 81 degrees yesterday, and I think the high is like 63 today, but it's rainy and all that.
I miss the changing of the seasons, like specifically the like leaves changing color and everything so much. Like I
Yeah.
mean, we have leaves that change color and fall off the trees down here, but it's just not the same as it
No.
is kind of to the north. Like that's my favorite thing about going home in the fall, or back to St. Louis in the fall because it's just so nice. That and not having 100-degree heat. We had a little reprieve kind of over the weekend where we only got up to like the mid 80s, which was nice, but
When does
go
it
for some cool
cool
weather.
down there?
Um, cool down? Probably not until like November, December. Like I distinctly remember one year being here for Christmas and the ice cream truck was coming down on like Christmas Eve. So
Hey,
it's
man,
like,
I'll take
I
it.
mean, I'll take ice cream at any point in the year. I don't care how
Yeah,
cold it is
exactly.
outside.
Yep, for sure.
So I know we've got quite a bit of girl gab to get into today because if you haven't listened to our previous episodes, we actually pre-recorded them because we had to split our World Showcase into two parts. And so now we're kind of getting back into recording in real time. And so much stuff has happened. Like Food and Wine started. They had the Destination D convention, and we saw a lot of news come out of there. So I mean, where should we start?
Probably D23 because we talked a little bit about Food and Wine on one of those episodes. I don't even remember now.
I could talk about Food and Wine all day, every day, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we saw a lot come out of
yeah.
Destination D23. I know you put together a whole thing for social media, so do you want to maybe recap for us?
Yeah, so the major things, I mean, I don't know how major any of them are, but they are going to repaint the castle and base it kind of off that classic original coloring.
Yes.
What are your thoughts there?
If you had asked me like right after they painted the castle, I would have been like, bring it back. And now
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of feel like I'm used to it. So my biggest thing is like, I just don't want it to look dull. Right now it looks very vibrant. And so I'm just hoping that the blue really is a bright kind of blue and it just doesn't look so drab, which I know kind of happens over time with like fading and stuff. But I don't want
Yeah.
it to look drab.
The concept art, I feel like there's a lot more gold in it than the original that I was remembering. So I do think they're going to keep some of them pops of gold. And you're right. I hope the blue isn't that dull because when you look back at the old one, you're kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
well. And I
It
know a
was
lot
a
of people
little
are
bit,
like,
yeah.
yeah. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, don't waste the money to repaint. But I think they need to realize that they were probably going to repaint it anyways. They've already repainted it from when they changed it from the 50th to now because the sun in Florida is just awfully hard on those kinds of things. So they were
Just
going to
like
paint it
slowly see my
anyways.
mic falling
I know,
down.
you're just like falling.
That's fine.
But I
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I think it'll be hopefully if it's colorful like vibrant.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
And I think people don't realize how often they touch up and like repaint the castles. So they're going to spend the money
don't make
anyways.
a big deal of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Next thing. What is the next thing? I feel like I had them all, and now I'm like, I don't remember.
Oh, well, it's Carousel of Progress. We're getting our own Walt animatronic.
We are.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's a really good place for him. I'm hoping they're talking like the opening part when he's already speaking anyways.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But maybe I won't nap so much.
Yeah. Right? I'll stay awake for that part. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I got. And then I also saw that the family within the attraction is also getting some updates. And
which they do pretty often to kind of, especially that last scene, they really kind of have to, that's supposed to be a future, and things in that scene are coming real every day, I feel like.
Right? It's the whole thing we had about Tomorrowland and it, quickly becoming today.
Yep,
so
exactly.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I was kind of hoping that down the line we would get our own Walt animatronic, I mean, that's why I wanted to bring it over to our castle park, and so I am excited for that. I hope they do it justice. I mean, I always get nervous when they put like real people into animatronics because I feel like it's tricky to get right. So
and I know a lot of people don't feel like they did it right over in Disneyland. Yeah, I'm imagining they're not going to change it much for Disney World because they wouldn't want a stark difference.
Yeah.
But maybe when you see it in person, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll have to see once that comes out. Was there Disney Cruise Line updates? I can't remember.
They released some news about Disney Destiny. I did not.
Yeah.
But this is your ship, right?
This is my ship. Yes. I saw that they had this really cool they released information around some of the lounges within the ship, and so one of them is specifically themed to like Doctor Strange, and I'm really excited for that. Being a big Marvel fan, yay. So I thought that the cocktail itself that they were showing was really cool, but it's not even like the cocktail, it's the glass that it comes in and the way that it is served that's really kind of unique. It was like a floating I don't what do you call I don't know what you call that, but it's like floating coaster. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So it's like a floating coaster that they'll like serve it on, and so your drink is actually floating. Like you can run your hand between like the little plate and the drink, and
wow.
Yeah. So, and then the glass itself like is reactive, and it'll be really cool. I am so excited for this ship in general. I think, I'm a mom of two boys and everything is superheroes in our house all the time. Yeah. And so having a ship that is like Marvel centric is going to be really, really cool. It is super excited.
And it's going to take, I'm assuming they'll do Marvel Day at Sea on this ship.
Yeah.
That would make sense. And I bet I'll just take that up a notch.
Yeah. Yeah, our itinerary is 4 days and we do both the private islands. And so I'm excited to see what they come up with for entertainment, and different just activities on the ship and which characters are going to be there, all of that. I mean, they tease all of it. So, every single time I see an update, I'm like, ooh, what's happening?
Yeah.
Did we get any news out of Disneyland?
Well, I think I tagged you in this, that there's going to be a new documentary out about Disneyland. And I was like, This is right up Chrissy's alley.
Yes, I will be staying up to watch it as soon as it's released. It's very much like the Imagineering story, where they kind of dive into the history of everything, but it looks like it's a lot of unseen footage and just a lot around building the park itself. So, definitely come back for once that's released, and I'll have a full commentary on it, because
we're gonna need a full report.
The history nerd in me is pumped.
I don't know. Is that?
Feel like that's.
It's pretty much every other year. Like we get a big year. Like last year was the big year. Mm-hmm. This year was a smaller year. Oh, they did some. Where they got the concept for villains area, some of the
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah,
I can't
they
think of
kind
it.
of highlighted some of the creative
Yeah,
information behind
where they
it,
got it
and
from
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
the way
inspiration.
that they're kind of, yeah, and the way they'll be kind of treating the villains throughout the land. I really felt like it wasn't super descriptive. It
No.
was kind of played off like big news, but I didn't
Yeah.
really get any
I almost
information
feel
about it.
like they're like, we need to give them something because we don't want them to think that this is kind of falling away,
Yeah.
another Mary Poppins. So I think they just were like, give them something. Give them a bit of something. And that was it.
It's like, okay, you're just reassuring us that you're still working on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, other than some information about some movies that they've got planned kind of down the line, Toy Story 5 and um, another Coco movie. I mean, I feel like there really wasn't too much more. And I know that Destination D23 is really just kind of like the smaller version of the big one that we get
Mm-hmm.
every 2 years. So I wasn't really anticipating a ton of information to really be released with this one. I mean, some, you expect them
Mm-hmm.
to definitely use it as a opportunity to promote what they're doing and what they've got going on. Um, but yeah, I didn't. Other than that, I don't think there was too much that has kind of come out since then around Disney news.
Paris is getting the like Elsa ice castle,
Uh huh. Yeah. Yep.
but no.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. They did release the dates for the big D23 convention out in
Mm-hmm.
Anaheim for next year. So, um, I just became a D23 member this year. So, I don't know if it's something that like I would even try to begin to attend because I feel like I'm a homely Disney nerd and to get
Yes.
into that would just be crazy, but you never
Yeah, that's
know.
how we felt too. We were talking, my husband and I were talking about that, and I was like, I just don't think I'm the person that should go because I feel like I wouldn't be able to keep up with all the. I I'm a very practical thinker, I think. So sometimes when Disney announces things, that gets a lot of hate, and I'm usually the person who's like, well, this could
Like
be
I kind of
why.
see it. Yeah.
The early entry being taken away at Disneyland's actually a good example
Yeah.
of that. I was kind of more
Yeah.
like, this is probably the practical reason as to why we're getting rid of it. And I think a lot of times us as consumers don't take accountability for the reason that things are taken away is sometimes our fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Magical Express, we literally told Disney that we could get there faster and we would pay to get there
Mm-hmm.
faster. So people stopped using the Magical Express and they took it away. We told Disney that we would pay extra to skip more rides or have more control over it. Insert Genie Plus. We would pay to have a system like Universal where we don't have to select times. Hello, Premier Pass.
Yep. And
So-
we've both done Premiere Pass and showed Disney, yes, we will pay for it. Yeah.
And somebody was kind of pushing back about that. I wasn't arguing with anyone, but they said, well, what happens when they take away early entry at Disney World? And I'm like, well, we both know we're still going to go. So there's no point in even prematurely being upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go.
Yeah, it's like the whole like outcry or when they were like we're closing Muppets 3D, but it's like nobody went like
No.
you don't go to it. Disney knows where you are in the parks. They know where you're going and where you're not going, and
Same
so
with
even though you
Riverboat.
love Muppets, like
Yep. And
Yeah.
Star Wars Launch Bay. Nobody was ever at Star Wars Launch Bay.
yeah. Yeah.
And now we're sad.
And then all of
No.
a sudden now people are like going because they're like, oh, like it's the last, time I'll get to do it. And yeah, it was the whole thing with the Dino Land and Animal Kingdom too. Like, don't do it. And it's like, well, nobody ever went in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's just also like, it's so much more from like a logistical standpoint, it's so much easier for Disney to retheme or rebuild on existing land that they've already developed than it is to develop a whole new land. Like from a cost standpoint, just from a point like you've got plumbing, you've got electric, like you have all of those things that you need in a park or in a section of a park or an attraction. It's like, why, when people get mad that they're closing down some of their favorite things, and it's like, well, they don't do it without reason, and it does, to your point, like, it makes sense that they would just retheme it.
I think we all sometimes have to remember that Disney is a for-profit business, and at the end of the day, even though sometimes those changes sting just a bit, they probably do have. I mean, I couldn't imagine running this kind of a company.
Oh, no way. Bob can have that one. I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather just judge it from afar.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'd rather have commentary.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'd rather tell him how to do his job than actually do it.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? I will say I'm going to give just like a non-Disney, like little moment. Today is the first day of the NFL season, and I am really excited. I know nothing about football. I was just telling Stephanie I'm in a couple of fantasy leagues and I know nothing. And I think in the 5 years I've been in one, like I won once and I picked players purely on what they looked like. So don't come at me if you're a fantasy football person, but I am still very excited. Football is obviously a big thing here in Texas, and here in DFW we are Dallas Cowboys fans, and so so I've got on my football headband and not ears today, and my Cowboy shirt, and go Cowboys. Are you a football fan, Stephanie?
Not really, no. And what's funny is I live pretty much smack dab in the middle of Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Buffalo Bills. Mainly around here, it's either Browns or Steelers. There are a few Bills fans, but I'm not. I think because I've moved so much in my life, I don't think us as a family ever like rooted hard for a specific team. I usually just root on the color I like or the mascot I like and just go with that.
I like it. I mean, this year I picked players based on how funny their last names were. So, like, I've got a guy named Waddle on my team. So it's like, this'll work. But I will say, like, I have two fantasy football, two different teams, and one of them is so good at Jalen Hurts. So shout out Jalen Hurts. And then the other one is the Fairy Gawkmothers. So, because my last name is Gockley. And that's about as into it as I get. Half the time I forget to set my lineup, so most people get excited when they play me. So, yeah.
When they verse you, they're like, oh, this
they're
is
like,
a
oh,
win
easy
for
week.
sure.
I'm playing Chrissy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just wait. This year I'll win. We'll have to see.
You have to set reminders in your phone to
I know, right?
do your lineup.
Ugh. It's just, well, and there's so many games throughout the week. Like, it's starts on Thursday and Sunday and then Monday.
And Monday, yeah.
And then, I just forget. Okay, so we'll take a quick break and then we'll get into just talking all things Epcot, our favorites, our festivals, fireworks, food, everything. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back. I thought we could start with the festivals. I do have a little bit of history on a couple of them, but we'll just start kind of first festival of the year every year, Festival of the Arts. One, have you been?
Yes, for the first time this year, actually.
Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah?
It's not my favorite one. I'll tell you when you go over them which one was my favorite, but I really do like it. We went at the very end of the festival, so the big mural that everyone helps paint was already done. We didn't get a chance to do it. Aww. That was on my list, but it's very cool. I like that the food is very like presentation focused, and it makes it all fun.
Yeah.
Have
it's
you
like
been?
Culinary artistry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not been. This is probably I'm not for sure, but I think this is the only one that I haven't been to. Just because it does run from like January into early spring. The dates kind of fluctuate.
Short.
Yeah, it's such a short festival. But I do agree. I think it's one that probably could last a little bit longer and have Flower and Garden run a little shorter every year. But yeah, it's certainly on my list to do. And I agree that the mural would also be on my bucket list.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I feel like it's one that I would rather kind of see towards the end and know like so many people came before me and completed it, but for it to like, or not, like for it to be totally done, I don't know. I think I'd be on the same page as you, a little sad. Okay. Flower and Garden Festival is the next one, and this one usually runs from like late spring, pretty much through the whole summer. I feel like it's um March through July, right? I mean, June,
June.
July, June.
Yeah, ends like June 2nd or something this year. I think it ended June 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is one that I have been to multiple times, and I really do enjoy this one a lot. Um, from like the focus on kind of I guess it's, a little bit of like the conservation, aspect to things, or like the things really kind of the focus on things that are like grown within Epcot is really kind of cool to see. Obviously, the floral like decorations and the way the park just transforms for this is so beautiful. All the topiaries, like everything that goes with it. I really do enjoy this festival a lot. Have you been to this one?
Yes, I believe this one is the one I've been to the most, and this one
Yeah.
is my favorite. Because if you haven't learned anything about me, is I'm not a big like eater at the parks. I'm more like I eat for survival is what I say. So like chicken fingers and fries, and we'll keep moving on. So this one I love because it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. I love the grass area around the lakes that are for like little ponds
Yeah.
where the monorail goes over, and I love all the topiaries. I wish they would change them more because if that's the one thing I've noticed is that a lot of them are the same. They add a new like big one every year. Like it was in Kanto last year, I think, and this year was I'll remember Moana or something. So I feel like that's it. But usually like you can always catch Winnie the Pooh in the same area. Um so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh catching butterflies over by like the butterfly like house exhibit is always so cute. So I do kind of have a little bit of history on this one, if you'll indulge me. 1994, Better Homes and Gardens sponsored the first ever International Flower and Garden Festival. At that time, it was aimed more at home gardeners, kind of offering tips that they could then take back to their own homes. And then they really kind of went with the whole park in bloom kind of theme, kind of like we were just talking about, where it transforms with, planters and flower displays. And guests just loved this like festival so much that it became an annual festival. And I think that's proven by you saying it's your favorite festival. So moving on, from Flower and Garden, the next festival that happens every year is Food and Wine. And this is probably the longest running festival that they have. We talked about there have been years where it started even late July. And then most times I think it starts sometime in August and moves all the way through kind of the mid-November timeframe or early November. You've been to this one?
Yes.
Yes. This one probably is my favorite festival. And I am not a foodie, but I do enjoy looking through all of the menus and seeing what booths they have and kind of eating my way and spending a day doing that kind of thing in the park just to have something kind of different to do than a regular kind of Epcot day. What do you think about Food and Wine?
It might be my least favorite.
Okay.
I actually have enjoyed the food more during the Flower and Garden and Festival of the Arts than I have for Food and Wine. And
Yeah.
also, it is so darn hot during Food and Wine, and they give you food items that would be better served when it was a little cooler. So I always struggle with that a bit
Yes.
with Food and Wine. I don't want to eat hot meat and potatoes and soup, and I think they have some sort of butternut squash soup thing this year, and I'm like,
Who wants
not
a
when
cup
it's
of
100
soup?
degrees
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
No, thank
When
you.
the soup stays warm just from being out.
And by the time you get around to all the booths, you're dying of heat, and you're like, okay, I'm done. I can't eat another thing.
I will say, like, I completely agree. It's hard to do. You certainly cannot do a full day at Food and Wine just walking around and eating strictly for that reason. I will say you get into late October, November, kind of the last few weeks of the festival, and I do feel like that's prime time for it because everything is kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like August, September, it's too hot to be traipsing around the park and doing that kind of thing. But I will say, that being said, though, Food and Wine Festival at night and hitting up booths like just to like snack your way through the evening, especially like once the sun goes down, with Epcot being a park that usually stays open later, is awesome. Like that to me is a good time. That's my favorite time to go and do things with this festival. And then, you get to sit and have all of your food and watch some fireworks. And this festival started in 1995. And Disney thought that they could capitalize on Epcot being considered the gourmet theme park. So they, and then also considering it was the only one to serve alcohol until Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom opened. So they decided to have this second festival that they would do. And the first ever Food and Wine Festival was actually headlined by Julia Child. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I think at that point, like, they had some kitchens where they would do some cooking demonstrations and stuff like that, in addition to having foods from around the world. So, is there a favorite kind of food booth or, because, obviously Flower and Garden and even Festival of the Arts has other food booths with it. So are there any of your kind of favorite food booths or something that you would hit up every time?
I really don't know. Trying to think of what I ate this year. Oh, the tempura shrimp during Flower and Garden is very good. I don't know. You know what I do? I still eat the just standard Epcot food a lot of times. Like, I'm getting the empanadas there, and my family is huge fish and chip fans over in the UK, so we do that a lot. My husband is more of the foodie. Like, Epcot is his favorite park, so he gets into that more, and I'm just kind of along for the ride.
Just like, all right, we'll go with this.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, Germany Pavilion, I love. They have a like a strudel, and they have, it's like a sausage on a pretzel roll. Like, I will get that every time. Same thing as you. I'm still always eating in the Mexico Pavilion. No matter what festival it is, there's always something delicious there. I start in the Mexico Pavilion, so and then the only other one is I am the person that will eat the like cheddar soup in Canada because it is delicious. And the only other time to get it is if you eat at the restaurant
yeah.
in the pavilion, and I'm just not wasting precious Epcot time on a sit down restaurant usually. So okay, that brings us to our last one, Festival of the Holidays. Have you been to this one?
Yes, the very, very beginning of it. Just like the first, like, I think it was like the third day of it. It's cool with the reenactments. A lot of people, they look like they're dressed up as Santa in their country and stuff. It's very
the
cool.
Storytellers and
yeah.
This is the only one that I have not yet been to. I have been there during the transition from Food and Wine to Festival of the Holidays, where they've got, the Christmas trees up and that kind of stuff, but never officially on like the official start date when the food booths and the holiday offerings are there. I have had people that have been and have told me it is wonderful, and so it's certainly on my bucket list to do. The other thing, like, this is also when they have the candlelight processional, and that is on my bucket list. Have you been to that?
No.
Every year there's always like a couple of people who host it. Josh Gad, I think, does it, or has done it a couple of times. Neil Patrick Harris has done it a couple of times. Most recently I had somebody that went and saw, I cannot think of the actor's name, but he played George of the Jungle.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Brendan
I can picture
Fraser.
him. Yes.
Yeah, yes. And they said he was like really good at it. So, Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list. I would love to hear if any of our listeners have done it, who they saw, and what they thought of the Festival of the Holidays. You know me, I'm a Christmas girl. Like, I would just die to be able to do this one, and I never seem to time it right when I
No.
am there, because I don't travel to Disney in December, so it's a November thing for me, and it always seems to just kind of just miss. So any other commentary about any of the festivals? Tell me. Okay, so would you bring any of these festivals to our park?
Sure, I'd bring them all. I
Yeah,
think they're all great. I do think
agree.
that Festival of the Arts needs to actually go through Easter and then start Flower and Garden after Easter, and then have that end June, have June and July off, diet Epcot, and then they could even go June, July, and August and have it start, Food and Wine start late September.
Yeah, yeah, I could agree with that. I will say, I think I would love to see, and I feel like they're doing more of this, where they have some food booths that open for the early half of the season and some that open a little bit later. I would love to see them do some more like cooler treats or less heavy meals in the first half of like the Food and Wine Festival, so that you could have it start early, and then do a little bit kind of past that.
I also feel like, and this maybe will segue to the fireworks, that they should have different fireworks in the evening based on the festival. Like more colorful and stuff during Festival of the Arts, more whatever for Flower and Garden. Yeah.
That is such a cool and unique idea. I love it. Okay, we'll do that in our park. Yeah, we'll switch it up. Okay, we're podcasting from home, and all of a sudden my dog has decided he needs to go outside. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get into fireworks. Okay, let's talk fireworks. I did go back through and pull kind of a list of the various fireworks shows that have taken place at Epcot. I won't go into a ton of detail, because as I was kind of looking at them and reading the descriptions, I was like, these are all kind of the same. So I'll start by saying, so from kind of the get-go, when Epcot opened, there were various versions of a show called Illuminations. And a lot of people, I think, recognize that name because of its more recent show, which was Illuminations Reflection of Earth. But there were shows, Illuminations, various shows, and they would retheme it kind of for the holidays and that kind of thing. They had a specific version of it to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Disney World. And really, it kind of highlighted just like the spirit of Epcot was kind of conveyed through the show. And then we had Illuminations Reflection of Earth, which I think is the one that most people know or think of when we say Illuminations. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, water fountains, like different fire effects, lasers, like big searchlights and all that kind of stuff. But this one also had a large rotating globe, and I don't know if you've ever seen this one or kind of remember it at all, but with like, it was said to have like so a rotating globe with curved LED screens. I didn't realize that's what it was. It was screens and not like projections. And then, but this is kind of the one thing that I thought was kind of cool, was it was the only show that didn't feature like any Disney intellectual property or IP. So it really just had kind of focused solely on cultural soundtracks to honor the countries that were represented in World Showcase. And I thought that was really kind of cool and unique compared to what we have seen in the more recent years. So when that show ended, it was replaced by Epcot Forever, which is kind of the placeholder show, I feel like, when Disney goes to change out the Epcot fireworks shows. We usually see this Epcot Forever. This one kind of focused on Epcot's musical history, fireworks, music, lighting, lasers, special effects, all that kind of stuff. But the unique thing about this one was, even though it didn't necessarily get so much into intellectual property like from movies. It did focus or have some new musical arrangements with music originating from some of the park's classic attractions: Journey into Imagination, Spaceship Earth, Soarin', that kind of thing. This is, I feel like, the one that I kind of remember seeing before having seen the most recent one, because it came in, went away, came back. I feel like this is the one I tend to catch more often, is the Epcot Forever. But then the one that was kind of in between the Epcot Forever sandwich was called Harmonious. And it's, again, pyrotechnics, water fountains, lasers, right? They're all kind of the same thing. But I know that this is the one that a lot of people think of most recently, because this is the one that had that big old barge in the middle of World Showcase that everybody was just kind of up in arms about the fact that it stayed there and ruined the views of World Showcase. I will say the one thing that I thought was kind of a fun fact about this was Harmonious was described as the largest nighttime spectacular that like Disney Live Entertainment had done, and I don't know how that compares to the new Luminous, the Symphony of Us. But I do remember seeing the barge, but I don't actually recall seeing this show.
Me either, because fun fact, we've never actually stood and watched a fireworks show at Epcot.
Stephanie.
Nope, because we never do Epcot first, and I feel like we do it the day before we do Magic Kingdom, and like by then I'm done and peopled out. And the word you were struggling with, Epcot, the bottleneck, I feel like it's such a headache around World Showcase to move around when that's done, so we usually just try to beeline out. We listened to Luminous, the Symphony of Us, when we were walking from Frozen out the International Gateway, so I heard most of it and I love the music, but no, we've never like staked our claim on a spot and stood there and watched any of them.
We'll say this is one of the reasons why I do like Epcot's fireworks, is because they can be seen from all of World Showcase, so you don't have to camp out for like 2 hours beforehand, if you want to be kind of right in front of it. That's and I do think that it has kind of a unique perspective in that it does always seem to touch on the countries and the kind of theme or overall idea of what Epcot is. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, I don't remember seeing this one.
I just remember everyone didn't like that because of the setup. You had to, if you wanted the best viewing, you had to be either on one side or the other, and not like in the whole circle. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you had to look at the big old giant circle barge thing, and to get like the best view of it. And I also want to say that Harmonious had a Disney Plus like live filming of it, where they did like a concert. Maybe
that seems right. And Harmonious came out like with the 50th, wasn't it? Wasn't this part of the 50th? You said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, then we had a brief stint of Epcot Forever before Luminous, The Story of Us, came out. This one showcases and celebrates the passage of life, cultures, and customs across our global communities. Pyrotechnics, water fountains, lasers, searchlights, fire torches. But this one doesn't have that kind of central focal point that we saw in Harmonious, and so I think that makes for better viewing around World Showcase and even beyond. I will say, when I stayed at Boardwalk, I was able to see the fireworks from like my balcony, and obviously they pumped the music in and you could hear that, and so I have yet to see Luminous, but I'm thinking that that it's going to be one of those things that's going to be on my list to do the next time I go to Disney, because I haven't really been to a fireworks show at Epcot in a long time.
The music's really good. I liked the music a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like they had brand new music for it, just like created, and um, so yeah. If you had to pick a fireworks show, would you bring over any of like the castle shows into Epcot?
I don't think so. I wouldn't because I feel like it's too much IP
Mm-hmm.
for that park. But I don't think I could pick one because I've never really.
Seen one?
I did like the globe thing and it opened.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah,
When it like yeah.
it was
Um.
cool. But no, I
Yeah.
don't think I would be the person to pick.
I could see them doing some kind of version of wishes over there, or tying wishes into it a little bit more, but I really don't think you'd want to change it too much from the vibe of like world unity and whatnot.
Hmm.
So, um, okay. That's festivals, that's fireworks. We've talked a bit about food. Um, should we get into just like some of our favorite things about the park and some memories that we've got?
Sure.
Um, okay. Well, I know last time you had some questions prepared. Do you want to?
I did. I asked our good friend ChatGPT to do the same thing it did for us for Magic Kingdom. Because, what would life be without ChatGPT?
Yes. It's our honorary producer for this show.
Pretty much, yes. And just like with Magic Kingdom, I asked you, what is one ride, if you could only pick one, that you rode the rest of your life, like the only ride that you're allowed to in Epcot, what would it be?
It's hard. Like my first instinct would be to say Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like,
Hmm.
but if that was the only one, I might actually say Soarin'.
Mine's still going to be Guardians. I don't think that's it for me. That could be my only ride in all of Walt Disney World. I just would. Oh,
I love it so much.
oh my gosh. I do.
Yeah.
My brother is going for the first time next weekend actually, and I was like, you need to buy the single pass, and then during your deluxe after hours or deluxe evening hours, do it again. But if you only wait to do it during the extended evening hours, you'll be mad that you only did it the one time. So you need to do it another time.
That is how so I will say this last time that I went, I bought the single pass and then I decided later on, screw it, I'm just going to do the premier pass. So I got to ride it twice. And this is why I will say it may not be the one that I will ride like be the one ride forever, because by the time I got done riding it the second time I was like a little bit queasy. I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do that over and over and over again." I will say, so just from a memory standpoint, because we're talking about Guardians, the first time I rode this, my mind was literally blown. If you have not ridden this ride before, you
It's
got
so
to check it
amazing.
out. Like, it's so, like, from a
Like,
technology
the
standpoint,
show
incredible.
building. Yes, and the show building is big. Like, we can see how big this building is.
Yeah.
As much as Disney tries to hide it with its sky blue
Hmm.
exterior, you can see it's huge, but you think it's over, and then it keeps going.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at one point, you're like, oh, that was it.
Yep.
Especially because, you're used to, like, Tron Short. You're like, oh, yeah, that's it. No.
No, it
No.
goes.
It,
It goes.
it's,
Yeah.
it's so
And
amazing.
like the pre-show is awesome. This is one ride where I feel like I can follow the storyline all the way through and really understand it. The music is incredible. Love that.
Hmm.
Um yeah, and just the technology, the fact that like you're doing a corkscrew and you're looking down at the moon because your car has
Yeah,
turned like is what? I
it's
just
so
distinctly
good.
remember screaming like, "What? What is
What
happening?"
was
Like,
the
what?
song on your first ride?
So the first time I ever rode, I did get September, which is crazy. Um, and then I feel like every other time it's either been Conga or oh, what is it? It's the one like I'm gonna get you, one way or another. That's it.
Yeah.
Those have been yeah.
I got Conga the first time and it was amazing. I
Do
love the
you think the
upbeat.
music changes your experience?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Because I had everybody wants to rule the world, and that's fine and dandy, but conga, doing it with conga and that more upbeat, like,
yeah.
I enjoyed that more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everybody wants to rule the world just like mellows it out too much.
It does. I agree.
Yeah. I would like to see a couple of the songs from the film be in the ride, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. It's oh my god, it's so good. I love it so much. Okay. We'll sit here and talk about Guardians for the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm. Sure will.
Is there a ride in Epcot that you only do if somebody drags you to it? Or are you kind of like, they're all fine? Mine's going to hurt your feelings.
Now I'm sad. I'm so sad about this already. I don't know. A ride. No, I would willingly go on just about anything.
So mine is Spaceship Earth.
What is
if I'm alone, I will not ride it. My husband loves it. We'll ride it. If my father-in-law is with us, we'll ride it because it's a nice long time off your feet. But I, like, if I'm by myself, I do not, like, beeline over to it. It's more of a...
I can't fault you for that one. I will say there's something wrong with you. However, I will...
We all know this.
Yeah, this is not a surprise to anybody who regularly listens.
Yeah.
But I will admit that I did not go on this ride until much later in life. I mean, I'm sure I did as a kid, but until I could like truly appreciate what it is and like, yeah. But so I don't fault you, but it is one that I have to do. Journey into Imagination is probably one that like I haven't been on in a long time.
I think we ride it every time. Like, I think we ride it every time. Just because it's usually a walk-on. We won't do underrated ride because we know that's going to be Living with the Land. But do you think there's an overrated ride?
Good.
And maybe we say overrated is like we wouldn't wait as long as the wait gets for it.
Remy's.
Okay, I could go with that. I would say that one or even Frozen sometimes. Like if it's over 45 minutes, like I'm not waiting. And Remy, I feel like if it's over a half an hour, I probably want to wait for it.
Yeah, I just feel like it's... Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's a great ride. It's a cute ride. I just get too nauseous on it. Like, I can't enjoy it. So for me, I feel like it's super overrated.
On our last trip, my daughter, we asked her if she had to go to the bathroom every time we passed a bathroom, and she told us no. We had Premier Pass, so we were just doing all the rides, and that was our last one. We were saving it because we were going to go back to our resort and change because it was getting chilly. We're just about to get on. Like, we're at the gate, and she pees her pants. I felt so bad for her. Except for I asked her so many times if she had to go potty. And I had just gone, so I tried to get her to go with me. And then I was like, oh, man, because the ride had, I think, broke down while we were in line. And we stayed because we were like, I don't want to deal with, we used our Premier Pass and having to have them put a new one on and whatever. So we had stood in line that time. And I think if it hadn't broken down, we would have got on and off and there wouldn't have been a potty issue.
Yeah.
But because it broke down. Yeah, so she had peed her pants in right before we got on. And then we had to go back and get her changed and everything. And then we went back and did ride it. They were very nice and gave us a lightning lane to replace it. And
well, that's nice.
But yeah. And even a guy in line's like, oh, you can just get right back in line in front of us. I was like, I don't have an outfit for her to change. And like, you're about to get on. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Thank you. But
yeah. Yepers. And like, she is hard. I think I can count on one hand how many times this girl has had accidents since being potty trained. So it was just wild. It was a whole wild thing, you know.
You're like, it's the one thing that you just don't expect to happen, and then it does.
I wasn't at all, because I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay. Is there a where was this? I have to go back up. Is there a pavilion that you skip every time? I think we kind of went over this, but is there one like you definitely don't even try to do?
We never go into the China Pavilion.
I think ours is Italy. I don't think we ever walk back there in Italy.
I think I've been in the stores in Italy, but like to like go, yeah, I don't know. No, actually, I
Yeah.
can tell you that I don't because there's a fountain back there that I've never seen in real life.
Yes, it's been all over
Hmm.
TikTok
Yeah,
recently. Yeah, I think I've seen it, but never really put it together that that's what it was supposed to be.
yeah,
Like a mini version.
yeah.
No, okay, so we went over best bathroom in Magic Kingdom. Do you have a best bathroom in Epcot?
Ooh, good question. Where am I stopping? I don't know. I feel like there are ones that I stop at, but I think it's because like I'm just there. Like there's not one that I would kind of go out of my way to get to necessarily. There are better bathrooms than others. Um I think, man, I
If I
don't
could tell
I honest
everybody, if
yeah,
you
what's
have
your
if you have young children, go to the bathrooms inside the baby care centers. They are the
mhm,
best bathrooms. But I think that we always make a point to stop in America and do those bathrooms back there.
mhm.
But I don't think other than that there
That's what
are.
I was like. I can. It's, you know what's weird when you've been to the park so many times, like you know where your like most frequently stopped bathrooms are.
Yeah.
Like the America Pavilion. So I will say we make our way around. We stop in the Norway bathrooms. We stop in the America Pavilion. Over there by the baby care center, we stop there, and then
Yeah.
um, and then the bathrooms right outside the exit of Soarin'. Those are like the ones that we do.
Oh my
I feel
gosh,
like.
yes, same. That's so funny. And sometimes the ones up by Garden Grill, like before you go down the
Yeah,
steps
yeah,
in that we
mhm,
will stop at those ones
yeah.
almost every time. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
there is the bathroom that's like between or over there kind of by Test Track that's kind of back that way. I feel like that's one I do remember stopping at kind of frequently as well. Um
That's so
yeah.
funny. Yeah. No, I don't think I have like a crazy, and none of them are insanely themed or anything.
No.
They're just
Yeah,
kind of,
and there's not one that I would say is more frequently like cleaned or better
the
than
one inside the Odyssey Pavilion, the cast members, the
huh.
janitorial cast members always make towel animals in there. There's always a bunch of like little duck towel animals and
Oh,
stuff. Yeah, you'll have to go in and check it out. But
okay.
yeah,
I'll go get
every
my
time I've
pickle
gone.
milkshake and go, yeah. That's
Do
funny.
you get Okay, what's your earliest memory in Epcot?
Man. Oh man. That is a good question.
Well, I'll go through mine because mine's, not that long ago. So we went for the first time in 2016.
Wait, is this the one I
And
need my tissues for?
not yet, no.
Okay. All right. I
So
just want to be prepared.
I did do more research about Epcot than I did going to the Magic Kingdom during this trip
Okay.
because just me and my brother's family went to the Magic Kingdom. And then everybody that was with us, my mom, my mother-in-law, my husband, and my brother's family, we all went to Epcot. So I think I did more research about Epcot and I found out like you could get a little passport. And this is it from that trip.
Oh, look at you coming in with
Oh,
stuff.
I know, it's been sitting up here, so I didn't have to go dig for it or anything. And you stop at all of the KidCot and they will
Uh-huh.
stamp it and write
Yeah.
something inside of it. They'll write your name if you want them to and everything. So for a while they stopped selling these. They are back now. But that's my earliest memory is I made a dining reservation for before the park even opened. And that's how as a non-resort guest you could get in earlier.
Uh-huh.
Our Garden Grill started at 8 a.m. and the park didn't actually open till day guest until 8:30. And my husband's like, why do you want to eat with characters? Like, we don't have kids. Like, why do you want to go? I was like, I want to get into the park early. And at this point is when they still had that area where the Imagination Pavilion maybe, and they actually funneled you through here. And we got so lost because I'd never been there. And I'm like, I don't know where this is. And on the map, it looked like it was inside of that building. And I didn't realize you had to go outside, then back over to the land. But we had the absolute best time. Like my husband that was like, when do you want to go eat with the characters? He had just as much fun. Chip and Dale were throwing straws at each other. Like we had the best breakfast. It was me, him, and my mother-in-law. And it was so much fun. And I think that's why Garden Grill is like our favorite. But that And just doing the World Showcase, we all stayed together for it. And I
Yeah.
have like a picture of my brother wearing the sombrero, my husband wearing the hat in China. I don't know what it's called. And like, it was just so fun as a family to go, all of us.
I love that. That's I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Like having fun memories like that. And I like I've been over here like trying to think, and I really don't remember kind of any of my earliest.
Okay, so what's your best memory? Do you have like a memory that just sticks with you about visiting Epcot?
I mean, the first time I rode Guardians, life-changing experience.
Yes, life-changing.
um I I don't I have I have significant memories for a couple of different things, just, because it's just different. It's like I'll always remember going with my best friend and her husband. The same one I went on my senior trip with. We told ourselves one night we were riding the monorail back after coming back from like the late night hours, and we said when we're 30 we're gonna come back. Like if we have kids and families, we're gonna do it. And so we made good on that promise and went back with our husbands. And this was kind of right before we both started having children, and so we went to celebrate all of our 30th birthdays and got to go back, and like that was such a great trip. And we did it during Food and Wine, and so like it was just a lot of fun to just be together and kind of work our way around World Showcase and just experience the park. And yeah, I just feel like it was such a great experience. I just think there's not really one that specifically kind of comes to mind. It's just a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a souvenir you buy every time you go?
Do I have a souvenir that I buy? Not necessarily one thing that I buy year over year. But I definitely do shopping in Epcot. The whole, especially now that they've revamped, what is it, Connections, like the store that's like right there.
It used to be Mouse Gear, now it's...
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm always shopping in there. If I'm there during a festival, I will buy the ears for that festival.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What about
I don't
you?
think I have a specific one, but I, like your husband, have a little bit of a obsession with said cats. They were cats. They used to be cats. So the first time I went was kitties, and I still have them. Actually, guys, I still have the bag. This is the actual bag from that trip, 2016, and that's where this stuff lives, except for I did put the passport up on my thing, but I've never taken it out. These cats don't come out. But these little kitties were my first thing.
Yes. Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay. And so we were trying to conceive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then now I have owls.
Hang on.
I love hearing the background noise. So funny.
Now I have to put my headphones back in. Hang on.
The struggle.
Okay. I went up to get the owls because owl, same one.
Yeah. The blue one. Yeah.
The red one.
Yes.
And a Santa one.
Santa?
Yeah, look. Isn't that so cute?
My
but then I didn't
gosh.
realize it. My husband also has a cat.
Yes. So I remember when we went, I always say, like, sometimes you need Disney more than, like, you think you do.
Yeah.
So...
Oh my gosh, Stephanie, are you gonna make, is this when I need my tissues? Don't. Okay. You've already started. I don't even know what's happening.
Just because of you, because it's funny. Okay. Anyways. We had been trying for a really long time. Okay, I need a minute.
Stephanie, oh my god.
Okay.
More emotional. Okay.
Yeah. So that April trip, we had been trying for 18 months and, like, given up, basically. Like, we can't, like, make this a thing anymore. Like, I said, if I'm not pregnant by December, we'll go and get help. And that would be, like, 2 years. So, go and see these stupid darn cats, okay? And I won't read what they were, but, like, they all symbolized something to do with that.
Yeah.
I did not get pregnant on the trip, I promise. But the next month, right before our anniversary, I found out I was pregnant.
Stephanie.
So stupid.
It's not stupid. Oh my
well, that's
God.
why they live in this stupid box, because I don't like to have them out. So,
okay.
yes.
I didn't know that you were. Oh my God.
Laughing, I'm not crying. But yeah, so that's why I say, okay, obviously I can't say for sure it was Disney, but like I do think it was a part of it that was like, okay, it like brought us closer together, because that's hard.
Yeah.
And so I do think it was that. Flash forward, I also struggled to get pregnant with my daughter, and I had to seek help quicker for her, but we went for our baby moon. And I originally wanted to announce that we were pregnant at Disney, but somebody my husband worked with did that, and they ended up losing the baby. So I felt like it was kind of, not the place. So what people didn't know was when I went to Disney on that trip, I knew it was a baby girl. And I had like really wanted a baby girl, even the first child.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, how could I get lucky? Like, you just feel lucky. And so the owls are reminiscent of that, like their fortune, like get lucky, like pray something doesn't bad happen, because you just had somebody kind of close to you have something bad happen. So that's why they live in the box, because I feel like it's a time that sometimes I don't want to remember because I'm so far away from it now. But yeah, I told you might need tissues. I didn't realize I was gonna need tissues. Yeah.
Okay, I have like all the things to say about this, but oh my gosh, I can't I can't with you. Oh my God. Okay.
You want to give me a tissue?
Yeah, virtual tissue. Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Like, okay, first of all, this completely sums up the way that I feel about Disney. And I think this is what a lot of people don't understand, or like they just don't necessarily get when people like myself are like, oh no, I'm going back to Disney, like it's a year-over-year thing. And it's not just the parks that I enjoy. I mean, I do, but it's
of course,
every memory I have made on every trip that has meant something to me, or like you will always associate a part of Disney with that, and that being a part of your life. And the first trip too, so like like you can't not.
And my husband doesn't say that because he's not emotional, but like it was healing. Like I can't explain it. We always tell people like somebody we knew was having marital problems, and we both were like, I wish we could just send them to Disney. And I know people will be like, that's crazy, but you've even said it yourself when you're walking down Main Street, like you just feel safe.
Yeah.
Like it's just something about it. Even when you're with all these people, and even with the heat and stuff, there's just something about it.
Yeah. It's just I mean, it's the same thing I say, like, with going on that trip before we had children and started our families, and, I mean, or my sister's divorce trip, or it just is, there is just something that is very healing about Disney entirely.
Because remember, I just said I didn't even think I was going to like Disney. Before that trip, I was like, I'm not going to like Disney, but yeah.
Now look at you.
Now look at me. Over here crying about it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, here's the other, like, I don't even know, like, how to, it's not that much more significant, but such a weird thing. My sister's divorce trip, we were trying to get pregnant, and right before the trip, I found out that I was not pregnant, which was bad and good, because I wanted to go and enjoy the trip, and, I didn't want to be sick or not be able to, drink around the world or do the things that we had all kind of planned to do. But I remembered kind of having that same moment where it was like, I just want to be pregnant, and finding out, I actually kind of found out that I wasn't on that trip. And so even though I had done some tests beforehand, and
we're still hopeful.
The next month we got pregnant.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
See?
It's so you want to get pregnant, go to Disney, apparently.
Go to Disney. But
it's
so bizarre.
That's just crazy.
It really is. Like, and I'm sure like it had nothing to do with Disney, but yeah, maybe it did.
I think that it wasn't so much Disney as much as it was the space or the what Disney allowed you guys to do. It allowed you to reconnect. It, allowed you to take space from the stress of the situation. And I know I hear a lot of times people who are struggling to conceive, when they kind of say like, okay, we're done, or, we're just not going to try. Like when they remove the stressor aspect about it all, then that's when they end up, getting pregnant. And Disney's a great place to not stress.
Yeah. About stuff like that. You might stress about trying to make your dining reservation, but life really.
Well, hopefully you don't, because you work with a great travel agent.
Told you to leave 45 minutes before.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's the escapism that is.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think at any point that we've gone during different times, like, it just some sort of healing property with it. Like, yeah, it's wild. But that's funny that you also got pregnant a month after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Who knew? We're bonded together for so many reasons.
Bonded together, yes. I was literally practicing how I was going to, bring this up and say it, and in the car, and I was absolutely fine. That's why I was, shocked that I cried. I think it was you. It's your fault.
Sorry. I'm just a safe space, okay?
You're just a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry you have to listen to us blubber, listeners. But
you'll be fine. It's probably just our moms anyways.
Yeah, it's just our moms. Actually, that's not true. Not true at all, because we've gotten some traction lately, okay?
We have. Maybe not in a perfect way, but yeah. Yeah.
Man. All right. So, I kind of feel like this is a good place to leave Epcot, but was there anything else that you wanted to cover or talk about?
No, I don't think so.
We didn't really share any tips about Epcot, but I feel like that's something that we could do, because I guess we'll just wrap it up with this question. Are there any Epcot specific tips that you have that you would give out to somebody who was asking that are different than any other park?
Well, I would say if you are somebody that wants to try a lot of the food booth foods, then don't schedule a sit-down meal at any point, or do only breakfast or something. But not really. I don't even know rope drop strategy is really going to be based on if you do multi-pass or single pass. And it's just, yeah.
With Epcot, there are so many different strategies, because then there's also, if you have that, but you're entering in from World Showcase versus the front of the park, there's so many different components to that. I also think it's one that you could do without multi-pass and just get the couple of single passes with, my biggest tip that I say for Epcot is really, again, if you're going to do food stuff, is to make use of the Disney gift card for budgeting, because it can quickly get out of control. That's
all those
$7
and $8 add up.
Yeah, right. We go and we'll get especially for food and wine, they have the one that's attached to a little wristband.
Yeah.
And we'll go and load up exactly what we want to spend on that, and then kind of say, okay, when we're done, we're done. Not that happens very often, because a lot of times we'll be like, well, we'll just move a little money.
One more.
But it is a great way to kind of keep yourself in check. But yeah, that's really the only one that I have. This is my specific tip that I say for Epcot. Otherwise, it's pretty standard or very custom tailored to that person's specific
situation.
Yeah. Well, this was another really great and fun episode. Well, I mean, I really have loved this episode and these episodes where we just get to chit chat about parks so much. And I know we've got some more of that kind of coming up soon, but before that, we're going to dive into Animal Kingdom.
Yes. And I feel like that one won't be so extensive, I don't think. So maybe we'll be more casual chit-chatting during Animal Kingdom, because I feel like,
yeah, I think we'll be able to kind of sprinkle in some of our tips and our memories throughout.
I don't have like a really sentimental memory or anything in Animal Kingdom,
no blubbering,
so you don't have to worry about that. This was the only one.
I have a couple of cute ones, but nothing that I think we need tissues for. So
okay.
And then, I mean, I think we should maybe do a little teaser. We'll get through Animal Kingdom, just kind of looking ahead, and then we've got some really kind of fun stuff happening where we do get some chit-chatty kind of casual episodes where we won't get into the park so much in October. And then we're doing something fun maybe together in November.
Yeah, maybe. We won't spoil it yet. We'll have a whole dedicated episode because we're also still trying to figure out everything.
Yeah, we're still planning.
There's your little teaser.
But I'm excited. And then, yeah, I mean, I think that kind of pushes us through kind of into the holidays, and yeah. So yeah, I guess get ready for Animal Kingdom.
If it were up to us.
Well, you'll just have to listen.